Hello everyone, welcome back to Empower Your Potential, a podcast dedicated to celebrating the strengths, resilience, and boundless potential of women. This is episode 9, and I'm your host, Shanda Tanzoni. Today's topic is one that's incredibly important, yet often misunderstood and overlooked in everyday healthcare conversations. We're going to talk about pregnancy and chronic illness, and not just from a medical or clinical standpoint, but through the deep emotional and mental layers that women live through when they're carrying life while also managing a chronic health condition. Whether you're living with diabetes, high blood pressure, autoimmune disease, thyroid dysfunction, or a long-standing mental health condition, this episode is for you. We're diving into the mental and emotional toll, the behavior patterns that often show up, and most importantly, we're talking about practical strategies to help you feel supported, seen, and empowered in your journey. So let's dive in. For many women, pregnancy is portrayed as a joyful and glowing season of life. But that isn't the case for everyone. When you have a chronic illness, pregnancy isn't just about nurturing a new life. It's also about managing your own often very complex needs, daily medications, symptom tracking, multiple appointments, specialist referrals, and moments of real uncertainty. You might feel like you're stuck between protecting your baby and protecting your body, and too often you're told to just focus on the baby, leaving your needs and emotions in the shadows. Let me say this clearly. Your health is not a side note. It's a cornerstone. When you are well supported physically, emotionally, mentally, you are more equipped to show up fully as a mother. And that starts with understanding what's happening inside of you. Pregnancy is a chronic condition that doesn't just affect your body, it deeply impacts your mind and your heart. You might feel fear. Will my body hold up? What risks am I facing? You might feel guilt. Am I doing enough? Is my baby safe? You might feel overwhelmed. There's so much to manage and there's no room for rest. You might feel fatigue, not just physical exhaustion, but emotional burnout, or maybe isolation. No one truly gets what I'm carrying. And when these emotions are left unspoken or invalidated, they start to show up in other ways, through our behaviors, through how we speak to others, and in how we care for ourselves. This is where behavioral health comes in, and it's just as important as prenatal care or lab work. In my coaching work, I've seen patterns emerge again and again. Perfectionism, obsessing over doing everything right to protect the baby. Withdrawal, avoiding care, avoiding appointments or conversations out of fear or shame. I've seen hyper-independence, refusing to help, even when your body is pleading for rest. Or self-neglect, putting everyone else first and burning out quietly. These are not personality flaws. These are coping mechanisms. Ones that once served a purpose, but may no longer serve your current season. So let's talk about what does. Before we jump into strategies, I want to share a story from a recent coaching session that I had. This story illustrates what it can look like to navigate chronic illness and pregnancy with real emotional honesty and support. For the sake of this conversation, I'm going to say that my client's name is Maria, and she's a client of mine. She's 34 years old, pregnant with her second child, and has lived with rheumatoid arthritis or RA since her early 20s. And this pregnancy has brought a major flare-up. She is exhausted, emotionally drained, and missing the joyful energy that she has had during her first pregnancy. In one of our sessions, Maria finally said what she's been holding in. I feel like I'm already failing this baby. I can't keep up with my toddler. I can't cook. I miss appointments. I just feel like I'm broken. We paused together in that space and I offered her this reflection. What if the most loving thing that you could do for this baby right now is care for the woman who's carrying them? Well, that moment changed everything. We created space for grief, for rest, and for redefining what being a good mom looked like. She began a gentle morning check-in to track her needs. She built a flexible care rhythm instead of forcing a rigid routine. She practiced saying no without guilt. And by the end of our coaching journey, Maria didn't feel fixed. She just felt seen. She felt like she could trust herself again. And this is the power of compassion, trauma-informed coaching. So, what can you do right now to start feeling more in control, less alone, and more cared for? Firstly, it's build a collaborative care team. Don't let your care feel fragmented. Ask for coordinated communication between your OB, your specialist, your family doctor, and any mental health providers that you have. A team approach will allow you to be treated as a whole person, not as a diagnosis. Secondly, it's name and validate your emotions. What you feel is real. Say it out loud, journal it, voice note it, share it with a therapist or a coach. The act of naming your fears really starts to disarm them. Thirdly is practice trauma-informed self-care. Self-care might not look like bubble baths. It might look like taking a nap without guilt, saying no to one more appointment, asking for help from your partner or a friend, or listening to your body instead of your to-do list. Also, it's important to find a safe community. You don't have to share everything with everyone, but you do need someone. A group of women going through a similar experience, a safe coaching circle, a trusted friend. Don't let yourself do this alone. And lastly, it's celebrate every small win. Making it through the day, showing up at that appointment, choosing rest, or saying yes to support. These are powerful acts. Celebrate them. If you're listening to this and you're holding it together with sheer willpower, I want you to hear me clearly. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are a woman growing life while managing your own. And that is brave beyond words. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to do it alone. What you need to do is accept grace, support, and permission to let your own wellness matter. Your potential, your peace, isn't gone. It is just waiting for you to believe in it again. If you have found this podcast helpful, please share it with a friend, a family member, or a colleague who you think needs to hear this message. Let's make sure that no woman has to navigate pregnancy and chronic illness alone. Subscribe to Empower Your Potential for more conversations that uplift and inspire. And if you're ready for deeper support, visit us at www.empower-your-potential.com. Your call to action today is to download one of our free guides, explore our trauma-informed coaching program, or book a discovery call. Let's walk this road together. While you're there, leave us a review to help other women find the show. And don't forget to follow us on social media so you never miss out on our next episode. I'll be back next month with another soulful, real, and empowering conversation to support women just like you. Thanks again for tuning in to Empower Your Potential. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, or share this episode with another woman who is ready to rise. Your potential is never lost. It's just waiting for you to believe in it. And until next time, keep rising.